Chapter 8. Your dream is only as good as your team. 5 guys on the court working together can achieve more than 5 talented individuals who come and go as individuals. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Only 5 players from each team are permitted to be on the court at one time throughout the course of a basketball game. The starting 5 players for a respective team are usually the 5 best players on the team at each position: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Unless a team has employed a specific strategy tailored to the opponent they are facing, the starting 5 are usually the players who spend the most time on the court during a game in order to improve the likelihood of victory. Motivational speaker, author, and entrepreneur Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of 5 people you spend the most time with." Who is in your starting 5? Who are the people you spend the most time hanging with, talking to, and consequently are being influenced by? Does the presence of these individuals leave you better off? Or does their presence hold you back from realizing your greatest potential? As important as it is to seek out those who are where you aspire to be, and who can help you along your path, it's extremely vital to surround yourself with peers who have the same degree of aspirations for their lives as you do. These are the people you interact with on a regular, if not daily, basis. They're the people you converse with about your life and goals, issues you may be having, and everything else under the sun. At some point, you may have to do some inventory of your associations and ask yourself, are the people around me adding anything to benefit my life? It's very commonplace to see NBA players with an entourage full of their childhood friends everywhere they go. While some players have great friends who positively contribute to their lives, such as LeBron James and his lifelong friends turned business partners, there are an abundance of players who keep people around who are not adding anything to the players' lives in any regard, but instead are taking away from it. Only sit at the same table with those who have the same appetite as you, not those who are solely at the table because they want what is on your plate. That includes everyone. Friends, family members, and significant others are not exempt. Surround yourself only with people who force you to become the best version of yourself and want to see you live your best life. Individuals who encourage you to aspire for greatness and become a better person. Those who give you the necessary inspiration to step up, get your stuff in order, and make a meaningful impact. Those who are there when you're putting in the hard work and do what they're able to do to help you along your path. Those who are with you shooting in the gym. By default, who you associate with has a profound impact on the direction your life goes in. In fact, the people you surround yourself can be the reason why you're not producing any results in your life to begin with. Just because you have a team, that does not guarantee victory, especially if your team is not comprised of the right personnel. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are complacent, destructive, and have no vision for their lives, eventually you'll begin to adopt that behavior and lose sight of your own aspirations. Bad company corrupts good behavior. Bad company corrupts good character. So take inventory of your associations. Evaluate the people in your life and make adjustments as necessary. James Harden serves as a good example of minding your associations. Although he averaged 29 points per game during the 2015-2016 season, a career high at the time, Harden didn't make any of the All-NBA teams, and his team, the Houston Rockets, was eliminated in the first round of playoffs after barely securing the 8th seed in the Western Conference. At the end of what he deemed the worst year of his life, Harden and his inner circle gathered together in order to reevaluate his life and his career and came to the determination that adjustments were necessary. Among other things, he ended his high-profile romantic relationship that brought unnecessary attention and served as a distraction. His high school friends moved out of his house. He chose to train with his collegiate trainer at Arizona State University that summer instead of staying at home in Los Angeles. He worked with Houston executives to recruit free agents to join the Rockets. He built a better camaraderie with his teammates off the court in order to improve their chemistry and rapport on the court. The lack thereof is what contributed to the team's demise the prior year. What were the results? For the 2016-2017 season, Harden averaged 29.1 points, 11.2 assists, and 8.1 rebounds per game, all career highs. He earned first-team All-NBA honors. He was one of the 3 finalists for the league's most valuable player. The Rockets finished with the 3rd best record in the NBA and they advanced to the second round of playoffs before being eliminated. During the 2017-2018, Harden led the NBA in scoring 30.4 points per game, earned first-team All-NBA honors again, was named League MVP, and led the Rockets to the best record in the NBA, a #1 seed in the playoffs, and eventually to the Western Conference Finals. When Harden made the decision to make certain changes in his life in regard to the people around him and his interactions with them, not only did his performance improve, but the performance of his team did as well. Teamwork makes the dream work, but your team also has the potential to destroy your dream if those around you aren't elevating you and do not contribute anything of value. Proverbs 21:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." You are only as good as the people who you consistently surround yourself with. Let's use a pickup basketball game to further illustrate this point. Say you're the captain in a random pickup game at the park or in the gym. You have the desire to win as many games as possible, so what are you going to do? Pick the best available players on the court to be on your team, right? You may have even brought a few of your friends with you who can hoop to improve the odds of winning. You are intent on having the best squad so that you can increase your likelihood of winning game after game and remain on the court as long as possible. What's mind-boggling to me is that some of us have a greater desire to win in a pickup basketball game than we do in winning at life. We will fight to get the best players on our team during a recreational game that doesn't mean much of anything in the grand scheme of things, yet what really matters, we're content with associating with people who add no value to our lives. The game of life is much more important than the game of basketball. How can you expect to live your best life and win when your team lacks the appropriate personnel to do so? You can't. Your dream is only as good as your team. The 1992 USA men's basketball team, better known as the Dream Team, is often referred to as the greatest sports team ever assembled. Comprised of the greatest players in the NBA at the time and Duke University standout Tristan Lattner, the Dream Team competed in 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona, Spain. The Dream Team demolished their international competition by an average of 44 points on their way to winning the gold medal. They went 8-0 in Olympic competition. They scored 100 more points in every single game. The team's head coach, Chuck Daly, did not even call a single timeout in any of the games. As of today, 11 of the 12 on the roster have been inducted in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. The 1992 team as a whole was enshrined in the Olympic Hall of Fame in 2009 and the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2010. Each player on the Dream Team possessed his own unique skill set and was the best at what he did on the basketball court. When they were assembled onto one team, they were unstoppable. Naturally, they pushed each other and as a result, brought the best in each other. That is the byproduct of coexisting with greatness. We are a reflection of the people we surround ourselves with. The more time you spend with people, the more they will begin to rub off on you. And the more they rub off on you, the more you pick up their habits and become like them, regardless of they are good influences or bad influences. Those who add no value to your life are only negative influences, can only impede your progress, slow you down, and cause you to remain stagnant. If you truly want to be successful, achieve your goals, and attain happiness, there is absolutely no room in your life for people who do not have your best interests at heart, and those who do not provide any value added through your interactions with them. Be selective with your interactions and whom you choose to spend your time with. You can tell a lot about the future of a person based on the company he or she keeps, so keep those around you who want more out of life with the same passion, the same enthusiasm, the same intensity as you. Not those who do nothing to build you up, are cynical about your potential for success, or make you question if it's possible to accomplish the goals you set for yourself. Your goals and interests are not always going to align with those of your friends. But what should be shared is you and your team's level of drive and ambition. You all should have the desire to hold each other accountable, advocate on one another's behalf. Influence and advocacy are not one-sided, they go both ways. If you and your friends are aspiring to be the best you can possibly be, in the respective lanes, that you are all in, the example you set for each other should motivate you all to go further after your dreams even more. Be a part of a team with unique dreams but identical grind. If no one in your inner circle of friends can help you grow, then it's time for you to find a new group of friends. As the saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room. You should have the desire to align yourself with people you can learn from and who push you beyond your current circumstances. What exactly can you learn from being around those who have nothing to teach you? I'll tell you, nothing of value. What you will learn, however, is how to become a fragment of the person you are destined to be. You'll operate in a space that's lower than your unbounded potential, and you'll eventually push aside the dreams that you once had for yourself because you're not being inspired to do more by the company you keep. However, if you surround yourself with individuals who you can learn from, who push you, and who motivate you, you can use what you have learned, apply it to your life, and consequently increase the likelihood of success in your own lane. Similar to how the greatest basketball players on the face of the earth have facets of their game they need improvement, even the smartest or most successful person has an area in their life in which they have room to improve. There is someone who does something better than you, and at the same time, there is something you do better than them. Having a relationship with that person can be mutually beneficial and prompt each of you to grow in some capacity you may not have otherwise grown without that interaction. When you're the only go-getter out of all the people you interact with, sooner or later you're going to lower your standards for life and disregard your dreams. Eventually you'll be unconsciously sinking to the level of complacency of those who are around you. You are better than that. You deserve the best that life has to offer. That includes the best people. It may be tough to cut off family, friends, and significant others who have been in your life for a long time, but if they're not adding anything to your life, you have to make the decision for yourself to stop interacting with them. Only the people who encourage you to grow should be part of your journey. Some of the greatest NBA players in history have never won a championship. They may have great individual stats and perhaps hold some records, but because pieces of their teams were not there, they always came up short in their quest to win a championship. In recent years, we've even seen superstars join teams with other superstars who could help them accomplish their goal of winning a championship. I'm not arguing for or against the decisions of these players, but rather using these examples to put things in perspective for you. If some of the top athletes in the world recognize that they can't win on their own and that their goal of winning a championship depends in part on the player makeup of their team, what makes you think you can be successful with the people in your life who do nothing but hold you back from realizing your greatness? It may be necessary for you to make the unpopular decision to dissociate with a friend or a group of people so that you can begin building with those who help you achieve your dreams. Best believe you're going to get criticized. People are going to say that you think you're too good for them. If they're content with remaining stagnant, then they're absolutely right. Maybe you are too good for them. If you want to elevate yourself, you have to elevate your associations. Sometimes we outgrow people, for whatever reasons. It's part of life. Some people are around for a season, and others are around for a lifetime. Learn to distinguish one from another. Don't cling to people because of the length of time you've known them. Rather, maintain relationships based on the positive interactions you have with each other. It's okay to part ways when there's no longer value added to your life with a particular association. Wish them well, pray for them, but move on. It's also necessary to get rid of people who will tell you everything you want to hear, better known as the yes man. Point blank, yes man or yes people can ruin your life because they often have hidden agendas. They're the only concerned about your well-being, as long as it involves some form of personal gain for them. Instead of allowing yes people to occupy your space, keep those in your company who are there for you from the beginning and who will hold you accountable for your actions. Those who will always tell you what you need to hear as opposed to what you want to hear. Cherish the people who would rather hurt your feelings momentarily by telling you the truth about yourself, as it means to prevent long-term pain and suffering. Having people around who can provide you with constructive criticism is necessary if you want to take your life to the next level. Your ego and your pride may take a hit, but you have to realize this is all for your benefit. We're going to go into a second video for the rest of the chapter.